Hi, my name's Eliana Bolin. I'm a sophomore pitcher and I'm here to answer some of your questions. So I'm actually basically from Plattsburgh. I only live 20 minutes south of Plattsburgh in a town called Keysville. I've lived here all my life, and part of the school being so close to home, I'm able to live at home and commute.
Hey guys, I'm Bella Spadinger and I'm from Louderville, New York, which is right outside of Albany.
Hi, my name is Hannah First. I'm a sophomore nursing major and pitcher from Buffalo, New York.
Hi guys, I'm Allie Clifford and I'm from Clifton Park, New York.
Hi, I'm Christina and I'm from Long Island.
Hi, my name is Kristen Langdon. I'm a nursing major and I'm from Burnt Hills, New York, which is near Saratoga.
Hi guys, my name is Alex. I'm a sophomore. I am a biomedical science major in chemistry minor and I play first and third.
Hey recruits, my name's Kelsey. I'm a freshman on Plattsburgh softball. I'm from a small town called Bridger Falls. Not many people know where that is, but it's 20 minutes from SUNY Potsdam and Clarkson University, and it's about an hour and a half from Plattsburgh. So it's there's basically more cows than there are people, so it's a pretty small area.
Hi, my name is Julia. I'm a pitcher, third baseman, and I'm a freshman. I'm from Long Island.
I'm from Plattsburgh, New York, so I'm local. I commute. I don't live on campus.
So I am actually a local girl. I'm from Plattsburgh. I grew up in Morrisonville, which is like 10 minutes from Plattsburgh. I went to high school in Saranac, which is about 30 minutes from Plattsburgh.
Hi, I'm Gabby, a sophomore outfielder on the team.
Hey everybody, I'm Emily. I'm from Washingtonville, New York.
Hi, my name is Rebecca. I'm a freshman and I'm a criminal justice major and I'm going to answer some of your questions.
Your two schedules aren't typically hard to manage. Everyone has a routine that works best for them. It's all about finding what time works best for you to do your work and how you can manage both schedules. Everyone has their own routine. It may take a little bit to get a routine down or get used to it, but in the end, we all make it work out. For freshmen, you have study hall hours in the library, so that helps you maintain your two schedules.
It's really not. The workload is heavier than high school workload, but you have so much free time in your day to do it. We also have study hours that help you not procrastinate if you are one of those students.
For me, it wasn't. I felt like softball was a great stress reliever for all of my classes and everything. The practices were early in the morning, so they didn't interfere with my schedule at all. This last semester, we had practices from 7 to 9 in the morning. And then on Mondays and Wednesdays, I had 3 classes. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I had 2. My classes were later in the afternoon, but I really didn't mind that. And I didn't have any classes on Friday, so that was really cool.
This year, I would go to practice in the morning from 7 to 9 a.m. And then right after practice, I would go to class. I would get done, depending on the day, I would get done class at either 1 or if I had a lab, I'd get done class later in the day. But most days it was at 1. And then I'd spend from 1 o'clock to the end of the day doing work or meeting with coach or doing individual workouts with coach for softball.
And the coach will tell you what times that we have practice, and you try your best to avoid taking classes during those time periods, but the school only offers certain classes at certain times. So if you need to take a class when we have practice, coach is really understanding about that.
When making your class schedule, I prefer taking earlier classes just so that you can get them over with for the day. In the fall, we're going to be having practices that are in the evening, so it's nice to go to class and then kind of come back, do homework, get some food, and relax before going to practice.
So it usually depends when practice is. For the fall, our practices start in the afternoon, so you want to try to take classes more in the morning. And in the spring, our practices are like 6 to 9, so you kind of want to take them more like after practice, like maybe like 10 a.m., 12. But then we also have games, and those are usually later in the day. They're like 4 o'clock, but you don't want to be missing too much class, so don't try to schedule everything when games would be. So you kind of want a good like afternoon chunk of classes during the spring.
So you definitely want to make it easier on yourself. And during season in the spring, I would definitely take most of your classes, try to take them in the mid-mornings because we do practice and we do have games, and I would try to not have as much classes as you can on Fridays and Mondays just because of traveling and games.
They definitely can. It just kind of all depends on when you have your classes, like when you schedule your classes and when coaches decide to hold practice. Because of my major, my classes were kind of set for me, and I didn't get to choose my time slots. So I had 8 and 8:30 a.m. Classes, which was kind of annoying because coaches decided to hold practice 7 to 9. So that meant I had to leave practice early every day, and I only got like 40 minutes of practice each day. I just let my professors know, like, I'm an athlete, I'm on the softball team. This is why I'm coming late to your class. I'm gonna try my best to get there on time, but like if I'm late, it's not just because I'm trying to skip your class. Coaches also had like individual time slots for us, so if we wanted to, we can go work on like whatever we wanted to, whatever we felt like we needed more work on, or like whatever skills we wanted to improve. And for game wise, it kind of depends on when, like again, like when you schedule your classes. If you have later classes, then depending on like when our game days are, then you definitely could be missing those classes.
And the answer is it depends on your schedule, but most of the time there ends up being a conflict, but it's okay. During practice, if you have class, you're excused early to go to class, and the coaches are willing to work with you outside of practice times to make up what you missed, and so that you can still improve even though you had to leave early to go to class. For games, it's a little harder, but if you establish relationships with your teachers, it definitely makes it helpful because they are accommodating. They will give you the notes. They will offer their time to you. It's also good having friends in the classes so that they'll send you notes as well, and you know, there's teachers' assistants and tutors available for classes as well, so that if you are struggling to understand the material that you missed, there's resources to help you get back on track and understand what you missed.
The answer is yes. If we have a game, you're going to go to the game and then skip class for that day. And then if we have practice and you have class, you're going to go to class. But if you do miss practice, or if you just want extra like practice, the coaches are more than willing to meet with you outside of practice to work on whatever you want to.
I don't think so. I think when we travel, I get more work done than I do when I'm just in my dorm sitting around. Everyone on the bus will be doing their homework. It'll be quiet, so you'll feel obligated to do your homework. There'll also be times when we're on the road and at a hotel, and girls will be sitting in the lobby doing their homework. And it's a perfect time to not only team bond, but also get some of your schoolwork done.
I would have to say that it does not, because part of what works best for me and part of my routine is that I take advantage of the long bus rides to Cortland or Brockport, and I take my laptop and my backpack and I try and get as much work done on the bus as possible. It's quiet, everyone has their headphones in listening to music, other girls are doing work on the bus.
The academic programs at Plattsburgh are very good. That's actually part of the reason why I came to Plattsburgh, was because the nursing program is so highly recommended in the state of New York.
You can literally Google, my mom told me scholarships.com when I was applying and stuff. You can literally qualify for the most random things. I got one because I'm Latina, so I got a scholarship for that. You can apply if you're first generation coming into college. You can qualify for them whenever. It's not just before you come to college. I can still qualify for some. There's sometimes there's some specific for your major. So like, I know someone who had one for education. Like their school gave them a scholarship because they were coming to Plattsburgh like as an education major. There's so many random things you can qualify for. So if like you're worried about that, that's definitely something I wouldn't worry about. You just have to like kind of pay attention and like look at all the different ones you can like apply for.
Some that you already qualify for are the freshman merit and the freshman academic excellence ones. Those are automatically, like, you're assessed for them when you apply. And then the next two are the North Country, the New York City, and the out-of-state scholarships, which again are automatic, but only if you live in those areas. And then once you're like in, there are certain department scholarships that you can apply for as like you go through that program. And then some other ones are there's the Pell Grant, the TAP, and Excelsior, which you all apply for through your financial aid or your FAFSA.
My advice for taking off-season classes would definitely be to take more credits in the fall so you can lighten your class load in the spring, and definitely take your harder classes in the fall, just because in the spring we do travel and we play games more.
In the off season, I recommend taking more credits and maybe some harder classes. In the fall, we have less practices and only one play day, so you really get to spend more time with schoolwork.
That's just how I've done it personally, because I have more time in the fall, and then in the spring you have less time, and you want to focus. In the spring you have to focus on softball and on school, whereas in the fall it's more school. So I would take your hardest classes and the most classes in the fall.
I recommend you take your harder courses, or what you think may be some of your more challenging courses, in off-season.
My favorite thing about Plattsburgh State is how close everything is, and how the campus and surrounding community has a family feel. You tend to run into people that you know everywhere you are on campus, and a lot of community outreach comes from campus employees, so everybody knows who you are and everybody's super nice.
I really enjoyed the social aspect as the activities provided outside of the school. There's a lot to do. You're never going to be bored.
My favorite thing about Plattsburgh State is the different friend groups I have. You know, I have my nursing friends, I have my softball friends, and then I have other friends that I've just met along the way. You know, and I'm only in my sophomore year, and I've made so many new friends, and it's really nice having just a wide group of friends that I can go and talk to at any time.
I give two answers. So my favorite thing about Plattsburgh State as a whole is definitely the people. They're awesome. Everyone is super cool. Everyone is super nice, and I definitely made a lot of lifelong friends here. They have these music rooms in the music building. So I'm a little bit of a music nerd, so I like going up there every day and like doing some piano, doing some guitar, whatever. It's a good spot. Like, the rooms are individual, so you get to just be by yourself, do your thing, like have fun, you know, not worry about people listening to you or any of that stuff. So that's a cool place to check out if you guys are into the same kind of things.
My favorite thing about Plattsburgh State is how inviting and unique it is. It has a river running along the back of campus, which is beautiful, and there's mountains everywhere. It's a very home away from home, and I feel very safe and comfortable.
My favorite thing is definitely the area. There's just a lot to do around, like, you're really close to the Canadian border, Lake Placid. There's a lot of mountains if you want to ski. And in downtown area, there's a lot of places to go, like there's a lot of places to eat. It's just a really fun town.
My favorite thing about Plattsburgh is the location of the school. You're right near Burlington, Vermont, and Montreal, which you could take a day or weekend trip to either of those places.
My favorite thing about playing softball at Plattsburgh State is our tight-knit family. We have great chemistry on and off the field. We come together no matter what the problem is. We have supportive coaches with problems related to softball or non-related to softball. It's nice to have a family outside of your family of your own.
My favorite things about playing softball at Plattsburgh is how the team is like my second family when we're up there. The coaches are always so accommodating and super nice and willing to work with you on things on and off the field. I also like traveling to different places for games. We do our spring training trip down in Florida, which is awesome, being able to be in the sun for about 10 days. And our apparel is really, really sweet too.
My favorite thing is the team, definitely. I feel like we're all very close-knit in that, like I said before, like if you ever needed something, like literally anything, a ride to like Walmart or something, they're always there. If you need someone to talk to, our team is always there. Another thing is, like, I personally like to stay busy. I don't really like to have a lot of downtime because I feel like, I don't know, like, I'll just, like, waste my time or something. But I like to stay busy, and playing softball definitely helps with that. I like the relationships it helps you build, like, especially amongst other teams, like, with other sports. I've come to know, like, a lot of people from that, and, like, that's something I really enjoy.
I would have to say one of my favorite things was getting to know all the girls and playing with them and just getting to experience that. The girls were awesome. The atmosphere they create is just really cool, and it was good. It was fun getting to know them all. I'd have to say my other favorite thing were definitely the coaches, because they are so invested in what they do and they just want to see the best out of all the players, and that's really cool.
It is definitely my team. These girls are some of the best people that I've played with before. They're definitely very welcoming, and I never felt left out of anything.
The farthest place we go is Buffalo, Buff State. It's about 6.5 hours from here, maybe 7 on a bus.
This past preseason, we had practice 7 to 9 in the morning, so we would just get up, go straight to the field house, and the girls who had practice at 8, 8:30, or 9 would leave the field house and just go straight to class from there. But for everybody else, we would leave at a normal time, get treatment in the training room after, whether that's ice or stim or whatever else, and then we would go and continue about our day, grabbing a small snack on the way to class, and then food at one of the dining halls afterwards. It's always important to prioritize your work and come up with a schedule that accommodates your needs and also softball needs. There's individuals sometimes during the week for pitchers and catchers, and also for infield and outfield too, if you want it. The coaches are there all day, but you do have to schedule time, which is nice. And then after your softball things and schoolwork are done for the day, it might be a good idea to go to the library to knock some of your study hall hours out, and then the rest of your day is free to do whatever you might need to do.
My day tends to be a little busier because I'm a catcher, so this last season, when we were actually at school, I had practice, then I went to class, then I had to catch, I went back to class, I had to catch, and I ended with my final class. It sounds like a lot, but it's really not. I ended my day around 3, and that's plenty of time left to do everything I need to do.
A typical day for me during our spring season, we'd get up, we went to practice. I would leave practice and go to class. I'd go to class for the day. Depending on what was going on that day, I would either have pitching lessons with our assistant coach, or I would go to the gym, and then I'd go to the library. Of course, in between all of that, I would find time to get food, and, it definitely is a jam-packed day, but you get so much done with having that routine and having a schedule to stick to.
My typical day is wake up around 5:45 to get ready for practice, and then go to practice, have class at around 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. in the afternoon, grab some food, and then I'm a physics TA, so pretty much go there from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., help them with the labs, do grading, and then I'm also in a couple clubs, so go to whatever club is that day until, let's say, like 9:30, 10, and then I get to finally hang out with my friends, get some more food, go to the library, study whatever I need to do for that day, and then go right back to sleep because it's an early morning the next day.
The softball program is a tight-knit group of girls with 2 awesome coaches who go above and beyond for everyone all the time. As a team, we do community service events for local businesses. We also fundraise for our spring trip to Florida, and we hold clinics for youth around the North Country area and also for prospective recruits.
Softball program is pretty good. We have some younger coaches who have recently played, so they're very knowledgeable on all the new techniques and drills that there are out there. Our whole team's very young. We had a lot of freshmen this year, but that's going to be beneficial in the long run because we're going to stay together longer and hopefully be able to get better every single year.
We have very productive practices that are fast-paced and structured and organized. Coach has a practice plan that we get before practice every day, so we know the equipment we're using, what we're working on that day, and we get a lot of stuff done doing that.
I really enjoyed it. I felt like the coaches did a really good job with us and worked a lot with us. They were very hands-on. The practices were always so, we were always doing something. We were always working on something, or we were always had a drill to do, and they came up with new and creative drills, and they had a lot of really fun drills that we got to do that made what we were doing that much more enjoyable.
Transferring colleges can be a big part of somebody's college career. I personally transferred colleges and I feel that it was a better fit for me somewhere else. So it's depending on your circumstances and finding the right program for you. Softball was my second choice, so I found a school that had softball and my schooling. I personally feel that I pushed myself harder in a higher division program than I did where I was. I feel that this can be beneficial to many people if it's what you need.
Some fun activities that the team does together are we do movie night, we go to sports events together, we support other teams on campus, we do a bunch of team lunches and dinners, whether that be at Downer or at the dining hall, and we also, some of us take walks down to Lake Champlain.
So a few times actually, we all got together and we had team dinners. That's probably my favorite thing that we did, just because the team dinners were just a really good chance to get to know everybody and to talk to them and just get to know more about them outside of softball. It was just fun. Those are the things that you're going to remember, and I had a lot of fun.
But when we did, we would go for walks, make TikToks, eat dinners and lunches when we could, movie nights, karaoke, and pretty much any excuse to get outside.
Our team's chemistry seemed very good. Coming in as a junior transfer, I felt that I walked in, I didn't know anybody, and I felt welcome as soon as I walked in the first day. Our chemistry on and off the field this year was fantastic. Even though we didn't have a season, we had great drive. We wanted to win, we wanted to push harder. I felt that coming in with new coaches and new players, we were the underdogs, and it made us come together more and push ourselves harder.
I think as the season progressed, it definitely got a lot better, and it comes with getting to know each other better over time. You know, when you guys come in as freshmen, it's definitely scary. You know, these girls have known each other. You know, I've known some of these girls for 2 years, and others I've known for 1, and so it's definitely different, and we want to get to know you guys, and it's an adjustment. But as we spend more time with each other, especially in the spring season, you do get to know each other better, and you do get to create relationships, and it's really great, some of the relationships I have with some of these girls. You know, not everyone's best friends, but we're still a family. You know, I feel like I can reach out to any one of these girls and tell them anything I need to.
Our team feels like a family because somebody always has your back and somebody's always cheering you on.
Yes, the team definitely feels like family. This is my family away from home. While I'm on campus, these are the girls that I turn to all the time. I feel like they always have my back, and I really trust every girl on this team, including the coaches. I feel very comfortable going to talk to anybody.
I definitely think it's like a family, because I know that if I call up any one of these girls, if I am having a problem or something, that they will go out of their way to come and help me and make sure that I'm okay.
Yes, the team feels like a family to me. And that was part of the reason why I came to Plattsburgh, because when I was a recruit, the team made me feel so welcomed, and they were just so inviting, and they just made me feel like I was a part of the team from the start, you know. And I was just a freshman, and I felt like I had no place on that team, but they helped me out so much, and that's why I feel so strongly towards helping out the freshmen feel comfortable and getting to know them as early on as I can, so that you guys feel comfortable around me and you guys feel like you can come talk to me if you need someone to talk to.
I would definitely say the Bella and Emily combo, Bella Spadinger and Emily Nagel. Oh man, they're just so funny. Franny Merkel, one of our captains this year, she always comes up with these witty comments, and they're actually pretty funny. And Eliana Bolin is hilarious. You meet so many friends, you'll have so many memories here. It's hard to pick just one person that makes you smile every day, because there's definitely a lot of people that make you smile every single day on the team.
I played 2 sports at Casanova College. I played volleyball and softball before I transferred my fall semester of my junior year. I personally thought that this was the right thing for me when I walked on the volleyball team as a freshman. I played volleyball for 3 semesters. I also thought that this made me push harder within my grades and my schooling. I believed that at the time this was what I needed, but at Plattsburgh State I'm choosing only to play softball.
So I actually came into Plattsburgh doing softball and track. That didn't last very long because a lot of practices overlap and all of that, and they're both spring sports, so 2 spring college sports is very hard to do together. I don't think they've ever had anyone try it until I did, and it didn't work out.
A lot of you asked what our favorite college softball teams are, and mine would be the Oklahoma Sooners. My favorite player would be retired Cindy Romero.
My favorite college player, I have to say, is Maddie Moss. She played for Tennessee. She is a pitcher, and her confidence in herself and the excitement she would have when she played was just so amazing. She just trusted herself, and her reaction to some of her pitches was just lifted my spirits up, because I was like, she trusts herself and she knows that she's capable of doing these things, and she reacts to it, and she is picking up her team even if it's her mistake. She's just an all-around amazing pitcher.
My favorite college softball team is Auburn, but my favorite player all together is Sierra Romero, but my favorite pitcher is probably Lauren Hager from Florida. She graduated a few years ago, but she plays pro.
My dorm recommendation for you is that any building except for Banks and Adirondack are like fine, they're like suitable. Banks and Adirondack are the next to get renovated. If you're interested in a suite, Hood and DeFraudenberg are the 2 resident halls that have suites. Other than that, Wilson and Whiteface are the freshman buildings, and they were just newly renovated.
There are no preferred dorms for student athletes, but freshmen should try for Whiteface because it's newly renovated and it's in the middle of everything, so you're really close to food, you're close to the classes, and you're near Memorial Hall, which is where Coach's office is.
Best delivery pizza in the area is 100% Bono's. There's no question.
My favorite pizza delivery place is Pizza Bono's because they have really great pizza and they're right near campus.
Yeah, I hope I helped answer your questions, and see you guys.